Howdy, Outcast here. Today, I wanted to go in detail on how to learn from watching the CDL. Now, one of my favorite things to do in my pastime is watch the CDL. And when it comes to learning about the game, as somebody that wants to, has the dream of being good at this game, um, the CDL and scrims in general on Twitch can tell you a lot about how players playing, learning their habits, learning their timings, and in general taking you from like good to great. So one of the big things is for a video, the reason why I made this is I kind of wanted to go over my thought process and create steps for somebody that wants to do this but doesn't really know how to. So let's get into that. So the first step I would say is you want to pick a player that you kind of want to do film on. If you're watching football or you're watching basketball and you want to find the position that you play, and you want to find somebody that you enjoy watching, not somebody that you hate. When it comes to if you were in the league, you'd watch the people that you would want to hate. But as of right now, we're trying to make it so we're watching the teams that we enjoy watching. It could be a competitive series. It could be just a trash series. One of the big things is that you can learn a lot from terrible series or good series, from good or bad teams based on the habits. You don't need to necessarily watch only good habits to learn good habits. You can watch bad habits and see, okay, this is something that I don't want to replicate. How can I do this? You want to basically just have this constant going mind. So, after you pick your player that resembles your position, your interests, kind of the way that you play, or in general somebody that you want to play like, you want to pick a game mode. And one of the things that I do is I kind of look at my game modes. Maybe I look at ranked play, maybe I look at past scrims, and I see, okay, I've been struggling in this game mode. Let's kind of get a grasp of what I'm doing wrong. This should narrow down your thinking when it comes to picking the player that you want to watch. One of the big things that I do is I use Breaking Point, the website, and I go to the players section. And this kind of gives me direction. I like looking at the player stats in the game mode section that I'm wanting to improve at. Then I make sure that the team success correlates with individual success. So we could look in this and it can kind of make sense. So first blood percentage. If you really want to get better at first bloods and you're an AR, Lucky might not be the best person to watch, to be honest, considering he plays for the Heretics and their S&D structure. I mean, if you look at their S&D team success, we could take a look. S&D win percentage. Yeah, they're 7th. We don't want to look at that necessarily. We can look at a player and see what he's doing, but is it contributing to team success? No. Make it easier if we can do that. So one of the things I did in this situation was I want to get better at S&D for me. And actually, I'll get into this into a second. My bad. Getting ahead of myself. But the third thing that you want to do, and the third important thing once you have your team set up, and once you have your game mode set up, what you want to do is you want to pick your player, and then you want to watch for concepts, not the gunfights. Straight up, just watch the minimap. 90% of the time, you should be watching the minimap. If you're only looking at the gunfights, that's in essence in itself. You want to look at the hard concepts to grasp and why they're doing it. Because anybody can shoot straight, but being in the right spot, shooting straight, having your teammates in the right spot will, again, you could be really good at shooting straight, but if you're not in the right position to shoot straight, you're going to lose, and that's how it works. So, the minimap is the story of the game. Always watch for that. So, let's apply these steps. I want to refine my S&D as an AR player. Now, Breaking Point says, and I can go right here, S&D KD is kind of what I'm looking for. If I wanted to look into some general aspects for control, I would look at probably damage or kill percentage, just because KD tells one thing, but it's all about the pace that you're doing that. So control KD, Hydra is 4th, but first he's control kills per 10 minutes, which says a lot more considering Celium's at the top, but is not even close to here. Means he's playing slower. So we want to look for somebody to match our playstyle. If we play slow, we can do it. But I'm focused on S&D. Gonna focus on KD right now because in S&D it doesn't really matter if I'm playing slow. And we can look at all these numbers and we can see basically first deaths we're wanting to avoid. We can look at this. Shotzzy is by far first deaths leader. We want to avoid that. If you're a sub And actually, this is a big point to bring. He is 12th in KD, so if you're looking for a sub player to get better in S&D, Shotzi would be one of those people where it's like, oh wow, I should watch their film. He has a lot of bad habits. Although he is second in first blood percentage. He has, and so is Abizi. They are in those positions. They're dying first, or they're getting the first blood most of the time. So if we're not really doing that, we're not looking for that. But anyways, and I already did the numbers here. Your players that you are looking for in my position are Celium, Attach, Lucky, Dashy, Abuza, Skies, Scrap. Those are my go-tos for learning in this situation. I'm going to pick Skies because I enjoy the way he plays. In the day I'm recording this right now, and why I have it up, Subliners played FaZe, and this was an interesting series. A lot of people said I was doing something at the time, but I made sure to bookmark it to watch it later. Now, the question that a lot of people will ask in this situation is, could you watch Celium in this instance? Yes, you easily could watch Celium instead. But, does it really matter? No, it doesn't, because these successful teams that are going to be doing a lot in better positions are going to be doing them for specific reasons. Now, if we look at FaZe's stats, we look at they're just better in a lot of aspects on this map and in this game mode. Do I really care? No, because I'm going to be looking at how FaZe is reacting to Skies' pressure, and all I'm really going to be worried about is a couple of things with Skies. And with that being said, I'm going to focus specifically on the breakoffs, utility usage, sub support, how he's supporting the subs, and positioning with regards to his team. And that's going to include a lot of me watching the minimap, so I'm going to kind of walk through my process of how I do that. So let's get into it. We can full screen.
He has been a crazy player, guy for so
and we're going to want to look at the breakoff right away.
Since he's been on the roster, right?
So I like looking initially because they really don't flare it up. They do like a 2-second delay. We are looking at number 6. Keep this in mind. Just always memorize the number. Number 6. All we're staring at is number 6. He's going bridge.
Is he crazy player?
On an off-site hit. So maybe he throws utility, but it probably won't be useful. We're going to see how he reacts to this pressure and what he does to support his
champion at his young
side.
age as well.
Now they're doing a 2-2 split, which is good in a couple of ways, but they are leaving mid wide open, which not a lot of teams are going to hit mid because of the fear of tank being exposed and this being exposed. Mid is just a funnel. So we necessarily don't want to, and actually I'm going to pull out, haven't even thought about this in a while. I'm going to pull out my pen, and I can go more in detail if we need to. Here we are. Let me just pull that off to the side. But yeah, we are leaving a big mid gap in this situation. God, that pen is thick. I do not like that. We will make it less thick. We enjoy doing this. But yeah, this funnel generally, like, we don't want to leave this here. This is a no-no. So, you know, we'll see how this works. This is considered a, and I'm going to mute the casters. This is considered a bad rep, but I want to see how they react. Maybe FaZe abuses it, and this is something I just never ever want to do. Now he's supporting the sub. Is he, or is this is an isolated 1v1? Skies is in a 1v1, and Hydra's in a 1v1. Now let's say Skies dies right here, or let's say Hydra dies right here. I think they might, this is tough. He's in proximity of his teammate. Okay, I think this is a decent play. He's in proximity of his teammate. The 1v1 happens. But if he gets the kill, he can easily get into rugs. I just don't think they were expecting this. In my opinion, this is a bad fight. This is a bad play on Sky's part. Yeah, he kind of reacted and fidgeted even. He was like, oh shoot, he's fighting somebody. But we can take a look at the concept here. The big thing here is they are assuming that the B hit's going to happen. They have a great setup at B. And with the opposite two players, they are double working, two-manning a flank to kind of corner them in and make them make a decision. Basically, teams will sit here and try to get a pick for the full minute. They're making them make a decision. 2 and 1 are probably going to scramble. 6 is going to get back to mid since they left it open, which I love this play. The fact that, and again, Hydra's mid and he's playing info. He doesn't need to shoot and get a kill. He's just playing info and he's saying, yep, they're going to B. Skies is mid, so they know they're only in one lane of the map. This is a good play. Good foundational play. Kismet gets a kill. This is where looking not just at the minimap is good, because I'm wondering what Simp saw to throw that nade like that. Oh, we saw him in P3. Okay. So he throws a frag, and he tries to pitch it towards P3. Now we gotta watch for Skies. Skies is the player that we're watching. He's gonna chow mid-cut. And he honestly should have died right there. I think Draza expected to kill him. So, I want to see. His idea was decent. He wanted to throw. They're in a 4v2 situation. He's going to throw a stun and check. I like that play. That's decent. Now he's just playing his life. He's watching DVD. Hydra's with him. He's watching mid. They have them funneled. Hydra can kind of see the back cross if they end up flanking hard and going to A. FaZe are one of the teams. Draws and Simp. Yeah, Abizi's dead and Celium's dead. They're fastest and their slowest player, so they're probably just going to stick together. They might work a wrap, who knows, but this is why we watch and this is why we learn. Now, Draws gets basically a free kill. I want to see how this happens. Does Kismet see him cross in? You should have seen him right there. Now, they get the trade, but Hydra, I feel like they're just watching, like, I don't know, they're giving up too many angles. But we can be nitpicky about that. Either way, it's a 4v2. It's okay to have that happen every once in a while. If we want to play flawless and we want to nitpick and find every single problem with the setup, we look at these and we're like, okay, what's happening? And then, yep, they get the round win. Now, let's look at their offense. Now, one thing that I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of when it comes to NYSL is they do a lot of, like, let's just play as a team and run it down one area, which they don't do on Rio, which is they're a team that plays like that. I don't know. But anyways, Skies is going to hit an out route and watch bridge. They're going to hit right side. Mid is going to be wide open. It's the way they play it. It's not my favorite thing, but I want to see what Skies is doing as the lone player, okay? Again, we're looking for his breakoff, utility usage, supporting subs, and positioning with regards to his team. Positioning-wise, he is opposite side of his team. Breakoff-wise, he's going to kind of like the basic control spot to stop an A push. Did he do garbage hop? He did. He did garbage hop. And he's just getting to this spot. And he's playing inside close laundry. Now, what he's looking for is he's looking for basically the opposite. Like, he's looking for them to do the Hydra Skies play of, we want to push this outside. And he gets killed. He plays way too over-aggressive. If anything, if you're going to be this far weak-sided, you need to be playing a bit back more, and we can kind of draw it out. Now, although the L applies to hardpoint specifically, where strong side, weak side, this can be played in so many different situations, especially in search. So we have this general big weak side or strong side. We need to create a general big or strong side. We need a big weak side. I'd like Skies to be back here, maybe top gas, somewhere where he can see a lot more of what's going on. Although this is where it gets tricky, is what Skies is playing for is he's playing for them to not be here. He doesn't want that to happen. He wants to deny that as much as possible. So, what's a better way we can deny this and we can play in a good position? He could play back laundry. He could have a trophy if he is a trophy player, I know that. And he could swoop out while somebody kind of minorly picks up the mid push, which I think they're able to in this situation. He could play back truck, which then he can't really see this angle. Like Cafe, he can't see them push out Cafe. Maybe they get to Rugs and they sneak past. He's basically just trying to play every single possible opportunity to deny this push, or this push, or this push. So, what's the best way to play this? Probably, in my opinion, this spot. This is a good setup. If they all want to go B and you're going to be the lone man, play here. Change it up. Like, I can delete all of these. Play here. Play here. Play here. It's okay that he died. We're going to see how his team react to that. And whenever this happens, we can look at what they're doing right. So in the opposite instance of Skies would be Draza or Celium. Celium's the main, so we're going to look at Celium for this one. He's 4. He's playing bridge. He always goes bridge. It's kind of crazy. He's probably getting all the info that Skies is here. Like, he probably, yeah, he saw Skies cross and they knew. Let me see. Nah, he did not, so they had no vision. Okay. What's Celium do in this instance? He's just going to sit bridge. They got their free pick. They're in a worse position. He's just going to sit bridge. He has an entire lane cut off. And again, we look at the lanes, like lane, lane, lane. 3-laned map. 6 estacade. It's pretty good. But what makes this map complicated is that there's many ways to get through multiple lanes. So and actually what they do, I want to see what gets Celium away. Celium gets pop shotted by 8, who is Sib. And he goes, I'm getting away from bridge. Because he's away from there, he's probably calming it. If he goes to courtyard, that's going to assume, and God, I'm getting buzzed. Yep, B is all alone in this instance. Ooh, they saw the cross. 3, 2, and 4 need to react. 1 just died for free. That's kind of insane. Nobody's reacting. They're just trying to get the free kill on Sib. Okay, 3v2 retake. Let's see what happens. Am I bothered by that play, though, as, like, a potential fan? Hell yeah. That made me a bit furious. Hydra and Kismet in the 2v3. Kismet playing the back. Like, forklift is going to be the biggest thing here, because, especially because that happened. That was good timing. Hydra catches, or not Hydra catches, Celium catches Hydra here. That means they know Kismet's alone on site. And they know he's probably getting behind that forklift. But he's back here. Do they have a smoke in this instance? They have a smoke. I assume they smoke off Hydra and then rush him. They didn't smoke him, but because Hydra's playing super passive. They know Hydra has to be here. Hydra misses his bullets. Yep, that's a free. We're already picking up a couple of concepts in this map. Okay, new defense. What is Skies doing? 6. 6 and 8 are team shooting the cross against 4. And then he's going to go late. See, Simp. He's playing the spot I would play. Yeah, verbatim. He's playing the spot. Although they could sneak up this side. I think it's pretty rare if that happens. You know, you still, like, maybe this player could play info, and if you're getting pop-shotted from there, he can quick chow and surprise him. This is the best way. I love this from Simp. Simp is one of the smartest players. And he even gets into Oh my god, yep. This is what I would do. So, what's Sky's doing? He's just playing info on the right side. He doesn't know that Simp has the entire cross that he wants. So, he's just watching over Paco right now. That's the whole thing. He's just playing, basically, like they're playing 2-2 split setup very much. Whereas FaZe are playing it properly. And Simp is in the perfect spot to just be the anchor of the backline push. If they're going to flank him, Simp's going to call it out every time. There's no surprise flanks on this map. Kismet's getting put in a blender right now. That sucks. And we love when the stream is crap. Yep, but basically, Kismet's playing this close route. And again, we're looking for Skies, but we're looking at the game as well. All I'm staring at is the mini-map this entire time. Kismet misses him, and okay. So Kismet calms it. They know they're on B. I'm going to assume Paco's going to want to flank. Skies is going to kind of support him. He's probably going to go mid-cut. Yep, he's watching mid-cut right now. Sib still has the back of B. And we look at Simp. Oh my god. Okay. So, as this is happening, oh my god, Simp's going to get a 2-piece at least. Or he's going to get Sib, and then they're going to get a free B plan. Maybe he gets Skies too. Oh, Skies turned. He gets a 2-piece. Yeah, that's... I mean, no clear at all from this, which is awful. I hate that from NYSL. That's interesting. So, and we could just say, in hindsight always, we can say, and this is going to be the last concept I'm going to talk about, because I don't want this video to be way too long, but this is going to be the last concept that we can look at. So, we can always be hindsight Harry, and we could say, oh, well, obviously that makes sense, because Simp, we don't know that Simp's here. We don't. However, we can look at this as a core concept, and we can back it up all the way for it to make sense. So, I'm Skies right here, and I am watching this entire lane, and I'm playing the question mark game, and we are counting people. We're trying to look for names and we're counting people. So we know based off engagements, because Kismet gets double chowed here, Draws and Abizi are there. Now we can also play the matchup of we are missing 2. We are missing 2 people on the map. And no good team, especially FaZe. You can't just assume they're going to do a 4-man push. That's terrible. So, hopefully Sib gets info. I just want to know if they count all 3. So 1 there, 1 there. And then Sib did get info. He saw that he was top. So they know 3 people confirmed, 1 missing. They have people in this spot, nobody here, and then they have 3 people in this spot. Now, could there be a 4th? Yeah, definitely. But like, if we look at, like, we want to play the numbers as positively as possible. And if I'm Skies leaving this, the right side, I'm coming to my team. Okay, I'm coming B. Water's open. I'm leaving water open. Because then, if I'm Paco, and I think Paco actually does do, Paco does it. This is just a great spot from Sim. This sucks. Paco does it. He is watching water right now. This is crazy. This is so interesting. He's watching water. Simp did the only play that was good and possible in this situation, which is tough. And in this situation, you can try and learn something from this. NYSL played this perfectly. I'm pissed about it, to say it. Skies played it perfectly. Hydra played it perfectly. FaZe just played it better, and that sucks. That sucks to say. And that's something you also learn from watching these type of things, is that Skies did the right play of leaving to go support, telling his sub player who was in front of him, hey, I'm giving up water. Hydra goes, I got water. Sib goes, okay, there's 3 here, or there's 2 here, because they killed the BZ. 1's missing. And they're looking for this guy, and he was just in the perfect creddy spot. That's insane. But yeah, I'm going to keep doing this. I love doing this. I hope you guys took something away from this. If you did, show your support in any way. And, yeah, I just appreciate anybody watching this video. Thank you so much, you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.